Hello.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And your name is Niels?
Yes, it is.
Niels. Nice to meet you. I'm
Yes, nice to
Stephanie.
meet you. Yes, nice to meet you.
Great. Where are you from?
I'm from Denmark. I live in Copenhagen.
Okay, wonderful. And how long have you been on Verbling?
Well, I think I started last year, March or April last year.
Okay, great. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
All right. I don't think I've met you before. I don't think I've seen you in.
No, it's the first time I've been in here with your class.
Okay, great. Well, great. My name is Stephanie, and this is a class about New Year's Eve, or New Year's, the holiday. So glad you're here. And let's see, Diana, hello. Diana? Okay. I don't know if you can hear me, Diana, but hello and welcome. Oops. So we should have a full class today. We'll give it just a moment for people to join us. But this is a class based on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day holiday. It's mostly a vocabulary and speaking lesson. So in the lesson, you'll learn some new words. We'll kind of focus on that for a large part of the lesson, including a reading. But we'll also do lots of speaking. So while we are waiting for everyone to get here, you can open the lesson. I've posted the link in the chats. But let's just start with a question. What did you do for New Year's this year? How did you celebrate?
Well, if I should start, we had 4 guests. We have our 3 couples who every year will celebrate New Year's evening together. And that has been going on for 15, 17 years.
Wow.
Where we, one year, one couple will make a dinner, next year another couple, and so on and so forth. So we will have a very nice dinner, 3-course dinner, and then some wine, talk. We also have some competitions. We have an old plastic garden gnome where we compete of who shall be in possession of this gnome for the next year. And last year we won it, and this year we arranged the dinner, so it was the 2 other couples who should compete of the right to, and it ended up with a draw. So we haven't quite decided what should happen with it next year.
Wow, what a fun tradition. That's cool. Is that a tradition that just you and your friends do, or?
That's just us and our friends who have this tradition, yes.
What fun. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I hope you can decide who will take the gnome for this year.
Yes.
Great. Thanks, Niels. Thanks for sharing. Diana, hello.
Hi, Stephanie. Hi, everyone.
Great. We can hear you now. How are you?
I'm pretty good. And you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Welcome to class. And why don't you tell us really quick, what did you do for New Year's this year? How did you celebrate?
Well, I am from Colombia, first of all, and I stay with my family this New Year. Basically, what we do is just to have a dinner with my parents, some aunts, some uncles, my brothers, well, everybody here in my house. The idea is to bring something. For example, in on Friday we prepare the meat, and other person prepares the salad, another one the beverage. Is what we do to share a time together and also to share the meal.
Nice. That sounds like a nice way to celebrate. That sounds beautiful. Great, and I think we'll be reading a little bit about some Colombian traditions, or one Colombian tradition. And maybe when we get to that, you can tell us if that's true or not.
Okay.
So great, glad you're here. And David, hello, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you doing? Happy New Year.
I'm good, thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Me too.
All right, so tell us, how did you celebrate the New Year's this year?
This year was kind of low-key, but I'm new in Portland, so I live in Portland now, so I'm new here. I don't have many friends, but I managed to hang out with a friend of mine, and we went bar hopping. So we ended up in this kind of very neighborhood bar with kind of older people. It was a mix, older and younger people, and they were kind of goofy, and it was kind of fun. It was fun. Yeah.
Nice. That sounds fun.
Yeah, we stayed up until 2 in the morning. There were some, celebrating, drinking, making jokes, and yeah, hanging out. It was really fun.
Great. That sounds like fun. Nothing too crazy, but a good time with some good people, it sounds like. Maybe some new friends.
Good people, yeah. Yes.
Cool. When did you move to Portland?
4 months ago.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah.
Do you like it there?
Yes, up till today. There is, there was there was snowing, and then the temperature kind of warmed up a little bit, but then it got cold again. So what happened is the snow melted, but because it got cold again, so it freezes again. So now the streets is like, it's like ice, and there's a lot of black ice. So I couldn't go to work today. I'm a teacher, so the school's closed today, and my car got stuck in the middle of the road. I called the tow company. They couldn't do anything because it's so dangerous yet. So my car is a mile away from where I live. Yeah, it's really, really something today that I experience. To walk on ice is not really fun.
No.
To walk on snow is fun, but on ice is really, really dangerous.
Yeah, wow. That's not fun. That's some of the worst winter weather. Ice is far worse than snow, for sure.
Yes, for sure, yeah.
Well, I hope your car is okay.
Me too.
All right. Well, all right. That was interesting, everyone. I also had a very low-key New Year's. I live in New York, but I was in Minnesota for Christmas, and we just got home on the 29th, and that was we spent all our money on that trip, so we didn't really want to spend money on going out for New Year's. Anyway, so we went to Times Square, which we'll be reading about in just a moment. But Times Square, there's more than 1 million people there. So we just went to kind of look and see what it was like, not to stay. So we went, stayed an hour, and then went home and watched the ball drop in Times Square. on TV.
Why you didn't stay? That's the big thing.
Yeah, so the thing is, if you want to be able to see the ball drop, you have to get there at like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, and there's no bathrooms. You can't leave and come back. Um, so you can't, there's no drinking, really. So it's really not that all the fun it looks like. We went at 10 p.m. and we could get like 6 blocks away, and they just put you in like these pens or these areas blocked in, and you're just stuck, and we couldn't see anything from there. So it would be cool to see someday, but I just don't, it's not worth standing in the cold for
Yeah, right. You're the
hours.
second person who had told me that it's not really that much fun as it looks like on TV. And I was wondering why they don't allow people to have some drinks. I mean, that would be much more fun if you have drinks. I mean, without getting drunk, of course. And I thought,
Yeah.
I thought that there were bars around it, and the bars were open, so people can go there and have
Yeah.
drinks, wait. But it's kind of very solemn and very kind of boring. I mean, to be there for how many hours? Like 6, 7 hours.
Yeah, a long time.
And in the cold.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. I think one reason, so legally there's no drinking in public on New York streets. I'm sure people bring alcohol in like a paper bag or something. And there are bars in Times Square, but a ticket into those bars on New Year's Eve is about $500.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Yeah, so so maybe someday if I make it rich, then I'll go see. But until then, it was enough to see the crowds kind of around there and then watch at home. But we're gonna we will read some about that tradition and a couple other New Year's traditions. So let's start the actual lesson. There is a link in the chat if you'd like to open it on your own screen or print it, save it, whatever you'd like. We are going to start with some vocabulary. And I'm going to do this a little differently than I normally do. I'm going to try to do this more how I teach in real life, which when we do vocabulary, I would pronounce the vocabulary word and you all would repeat it. So that's what we're going to do. But online it's a little weird with the delay, so everyone, we're going to mute all of your mics, and I'm just going to trust that you are repeating the words. So I'll say each word 3 times, and you'll repeat after me each time. All right, then we'll match them up with their definitions and continue. Here we go. Number 1 is logic. 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 Number 2, reform. 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 And number 3 is adopt. 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 Number 4, multitude. 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 Number 5, frigid. 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 So a soft G there, kind of a J. Frigid. Number 6, ceremony. 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 Number 7, huddle. 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 Number 8, festive, festive, festive. Number 9, stuffed, stuffed, stuffed. Number 10, fate, fate, fate. 11, spectacle, spectacle, spectacle. Number 12, petrified, petrified, petrified. Number 13, bond, bond, bond. Number 14, this one is borrowed directly from French. Grandeur, grandeur, grandeur. This might have a bit of a j sound. Grandeur. And the last one, precedent, precedent, precedent. Make sure this is a s sound, otherwise it will sound like the word president. We don't want that. So precedent. All right, any questions on pronunciation?
So the number 14 is j sound in grandeur or grandeur?
In fluent speech, probably going to have a J sound. Grandeur. Yeah, I would say grandeur.
Grandeur. Okay.
Yeah, good question.
But it's not grandeur, it's grandeur, stress in the first one.
Yes. Yep, stress on that first syllable. Good.
Okay, grandeur. Okay, thank you.
Good question. Yeah, we'd probably say it just like that, grandeur. Excellent. Any other questions on pronunciation? All right, so now we're going to match them up. This is just a preview, so I don't expect anyone to know the answers, but likely you already know many of these words, and we can always guess if we don't. So we're going to go through. When it's your turn, you will simply match the word to a definition. So read the word for us and read the definition. Niels, would you like to go first? And you'll have to unmute your mic. Oh wait, I learned how to do this myself. There we go.
Yeah. Logic, I would say something that makes good sense.
Exactly, yeah. Which number is that? Yep, D.
D.
Letter, yes, letter D. Excellent. Thank you for going first. Perfect. Diana, number 2.
Okay, number 2 is to change.
Good. Yep, letter H. To reform is to change. Sounds good to me. All right, David, how about 3?
Adopt. Let's letter G, a decision or action that can be used as a model of or example, or maybe not.
This is a verb in this case.
Adopt, okay, to take up a new practice.
Yes, excellent. Yep, if you adopt something, adopt a custom, adopt a tradition, you start it. Great. Back to Niels, number 4.
Multitude, K, a large number, many.
Great. Exactly. Deanna, 5.
Frigid. Mm, mm, mm. Very cold.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, this is kind of, it's got to be related to the word refrigerator. Frigid. Yep, very cold. And this can be used literally, like as in a cold temperature, but also figuratively, like a frigid person. Great. David, 6.
Ceremony, an event that celebrates or honors something. Letter O.
Great. Exactly right. All right, back to Niels.
Huddle. That's a bit difficult. Okay, maybe filled with something usual, changes shape to a larger size. E.
This does have something to do sort of with shape. But no, this is actually going to be a verb as well. Uncommon verb, but a verb.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe A, to get physically close to others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we usually use this, people do this for warmth or in American football. Those are kind of the 2 times we use that verb. Or in other sports, there might be a huddle. Great. Deanna, back to you.
I don't know. I think it's to feel a sense of connection with other people.
Oh, close. It's actually right below that. It's going to be letter C.
Okay, full of joy and excitement in relation to a festival or event.
Excellent, yes. And you might feel a sense of connection with people during a festival. All right, David, next one.
Stuffed. Fill with something, usually changes the shape to a large size. E.
Yeah, that is stuffed. We use this a lot when we have eaten a lot of food and our stomach is bigger. We are stuffed. But other situations as well. Niels, next one, 10.
Fate. I will say the final or future result, L.
Yes, indeed. Yep. Great. So then noun fate. Excellent. Next one, Deanna.
Spectacle is an impressive sight to see.
Excellent. Yes. There are many spectacles on New Year's Eve. Wonderful. David, next one.
Petrified. Very afraid. F.
Excellent. Yep, and this has to do with like stones, actually. This word is related to stone. So scared that you can't move. Petrified. Right, back to Niels. Next one.
Bond. To feel a sense of connection with other people. B.
Yeah, this is a verb in this case, to bond. You can also have a bond with someone. And Deanna, next one.
Planter is is a greatness.
Yes. There it is, buried in those ones. And let's also cross off that. Exactly. Grandeur, great, literally French for grand or great. Excellent. And our last one, David.
The last one, precedent. A precedent would be a decision or action that can be used as a model or example.
Great, excellent. And this word is often used with the verb set. Oops, we say we set a precedent. I was trying to spell it there, but anyhow, for your information, the verb you want with that noun is usually set, to set a precedent. You may also start a precedent or be a precedent. Okay, any questions so far? All right, so we'll see these words in our text. There are 6 paragraphs, so it looks like each of you will get 2. How wonderful. Neil started us last time, so Deanna, would you start this time? Would you read paragraph 1 for us? Oops.
Okay. For many years in history, the New Year was celebrated in mid-March rather than on the 1st of January. The early Roman calendar only had 10 months, with March as the first. If you look at the names of the months, you will see this to be true. The word September stems from the Latin word for 7, as it was once the 7th month in the calendar. Similarly, Octo means 8, November means 9, and December means 10. January and February was around 700 before Christ, bringing the total number of months in the calendar up to 12. The decision to increase the number of the months reversed the logic of naming some of the last few months by their numerical placement.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Thanks for going first. Some interesting history on the calendar. Any questions on anything in this paragraph? All right. I remember learning this in school, but I also remember learning that the months they added were July and August, not January and February. So new to me. Okay, let's go on. Paragraph 2, David, your turn.
Paragraph 2?
Yes, please.
Sure. In 46 BC, Julius Caesar created a solar-based calendar. After reforming the Roman calendar, the political leaders stated that the new year would officially start on January 1st. January was named after Janus, the Roman god of gates and doors. The new calendar was not accepted by many people. Christians, especially, chose various times such as December 25th or March 1st to celebrate their new year. Many European countries adopted January 1st as the official New Year's Day in the 1500s, but it wasn't until the mid-1700s when Britain and its colonies accepted the date. Since then, numerous countries outside Europe have also adopted January 1st as the start of the new year, making it an international holiday celebrated by millions.
Great. Thank you, David. Excellent. So a little more history, how January 1st came to be the date. That does seem to be the date in many Western countries. Although many Eastern countries operate on different calendars. The other day I got an iPad for Christmas, and I was setting up the calendar, or no, my contact, and I put my birthday in, and I also put in the Islamic calendar for fun. And then I got confused. Later, I saw my birthday on a different day in my calendar, and I was confused. Anyhow, little story. It fascinates me, just the different calendars in the world. I don't know why. Anyhow, Niels, your turn. Paragraph 3 for us, please.
Despite sharing a common date, countries around the world celebrate New Year's in a multitude of ways. The foods and traditions that characterize New Year celebrations have as much to do with the culture and beliefs of a nation as they do with the season that January 1st falls in. For example, Australia's New Year's Eve parties usually take place on the beach with picnics and barbecues, whereas on the other side of the world, many New Year's Eve celebrations take place in a frigid outdoor ceremonies where people brave the cold and huddle to keep warm. Sydney is the first major city to ring in the new year each January. The city puts on an impressive theme-based fireworks display watched by millions of viewers on television, namely those who are gearing up for their own countdowns. It isn't until 16 hours late when the world-famous crystal ball drops at Times Square in New York City.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Niels. All right. So a little bit about present day New Year's. I want to be in Sydney someday for New Year's. This is a bucket list item for me. I saw some photos on Facebook of the celebration. Just stunning. So want to get to do that in my life sometime. Excellent. All right, let's pause here. Any questions about this paragraph or the one before? I think I forgot to ask there. All right, so let's continue then. But please feel free to ask questions at any time. Deanna, paragraph 4.
Okay. In Japan, New Year is one of the most important holidays of the year. The Japanese New Year week is associated with new beginnings. Families hold Bonin-kei, I don't know how to say that, forget the year, parties to say farewell to previous troubles and worries. Cleaning the home from top to bottom is an important ritual that prepares Japanese families for the new year. Special festivals are held in the shrines and temples, and people often burn the previous year's lucky charms. Japanese people also send out special New Year postcards to their friends and loved ones, taking extra care to make sure the cards are delivered by January 1st. On the 7th day of January, families enjoy a special soup called 7th-day rice soup, which means to give the stomach a rest from all of the festive meals enjoyed over the holiday week.
Great, excellent, very nice. Good work with that Japanese word. I'd say about the same. I think Bonin-kei. Great. One note, this CH is going to be pronounced like a K, so stomach. Some words which come to us from Greek, usually, the CH is pronounced like a K. All right, nice job. Does anyone have any questions on this paragraph?
Mm, I don't know what is charms.
Yeah. In this case, let's see, where was that? Lucky Charms. Um, Lucky Charms would be like an object, a small object that you believe brings luck. So in a lucky charm might be, actually I'd kind of like to show this one. Let me get a Google page up and we'll look at some images.
A rabbit feet, right?
Yeah, like a rabbit's foot is a typical lucky charm. I don't know what is typical in Japanese culture, but let's just see what a Google screen will get us.
I also think that a charm can be something you put in a bracelet, just a little thing, a cube or a ball or something, isn't it?
Yeah, also, yes, we also have charms on bracelets. We have the cereal Lucky Charms, and the charms are the heart and the clover and the horseshoe. But we can, yeah, clover is a common lucky charm, a rabbit's foot, not the cereal. But we also would have like a charm bracelet. And the charms are these little jewels. So they're like little objects that we believe bring luck or symbolize something. Yeah, great question. Bonus vocabulary. And an interesting tradition. I kind of like that. A symbolic gesture of ending something. Kind of like that. Any other questions or comments on this paragraph? All right, let's continue. We want to get on. Paragraph 5, and Niels, it was your turn again.
Yeah. Colombians also like to say farewell to bad luck from the previous year, known in Spanish as Año Nuevo. Family members write out short notes about their bad luck and place the papers inside a homemade straw man. Mr. Old Year is dressed in clothes from each family member and stuffed with firecrackers. You can guess the poor man's fate at the stroke of midnight.
Excellent. All right, so Deanna, we gotta ask, is this true?
Yes, it's completely true. Well, it is more common in small cities. The reason, well, now in Bogota, that is the capital city, is not allowed because it's very dangerous. But it's completely true. It's like an habitude that all family take clothes from, for example, old clothes, and they create a man or a woman. Also, they create, for example, famous people that died, like Gabriel Garcia Marquez, that was a famous writer here in Colombia, and they create a man like this, and then they fired him at midnight. It's, well, I remember that I did when I was a child, but now we don't do that.
That is so cool. This is new to me. I've never heard of this. But I really like it. Again, I like the idea of having a gesture, like a physical gesture to end the old year and get rid of bad luck and start the new year. And this sounds really fun. And as you said,
Particularly with some pictures.
yeah, we should look at some pictures. Yeah, pull some up. We'll look at them. But I could see why they outlawed that. It does sound like it could get dangerous in the city, especially. with every family blowing up a stuffed man. All right. Does anyone have any questions or comments on paragraph 5? All right. Let's continue. All right. Let's see. David, you're up with our last paragraph, paragraph 6.
Okay. 6. Firework displays are These firework displays are common to New Year celebration worldwide. Originally, fire and noise were used to cast away evil spirits and ghosts who were believed to be petrified of brightness and loud sounds. Though the meaning has largely been lost, the tradition continues today as people bond with friends and family around a spectacle of lights and music after the countdown. But all of this grandeur comes at a steep price, not only to the tourist boards, but to the environment itself. In 2008, Taiwan's landmark Tower 101 made a commitment to use eco-friendly fireworks for its New Year's celebration. With one of the highest skyscraper in the world, Taiwan set an important precedent by committing to starting the new year off on the right foot.
Excellent.
Good for them. Good for them.
Yeah, it sounds wonderful. I wonder what's been going on since then. That was a while ago. I wonder what cities followed suit. All right, so that's our last paragraph. Any questions on that paragraph? All right.
May I ask you, all of you, a question? Can you buy any sort of fireworks in your country? In Denmark, we are only supposed to buy rockets and things which will not make not very much noise. Bombs or crackers is not allowed anymore. So if you have to get that sort of fireworks, you have to smuggle it in from Germany or from Sweden.
Wow, that's a really interesting question. I'll answer first, but great question. Here, let's see, in the United States, it depends what state you live in. Some states you can't get any type of firework at all. In some states you can get just little ones, like you said. And then in some states you can get huge fireworks, huge bombs, of course.
And then it is illegal to move it from buy it in one state and then move back home to your own state with the fireworks you bought in the other state. Is that illegal then?
I believe yes. Yeah. There might be different laws for transportation, but certainly using the fireworks in a state where bringing them over, you might be allowed to bring them over, but using them would certainly be illegal. David, Deanna, what about you guys, your countries?
Well, I think in Peru, I think still you can buy anything you want to. And, I'm not sure about the legality of the process, but it's very common to go to the to the markets, and they have all these fireworks equipment ready for you to pick up. So I'm not sure if it's legal or illegal, or maybe it's illegal, but people are still doing it, and people they give up on that. But but for New Year's Eve, you can see fireworks everywhere. We don't have here like a big area where you just see all the fireworks. I think everybody have their own little things. So I'm not sure how legal that is, but we do we do it anyway.
All right. So at least in practice, it's allowed. Perhaps not in law.
I guess.
Yeah, that's the same in a lot of states where it is illegal. On New Year's and on 4th of July, nobody notices. Everybody's lighting fireworks. Deanna, what about you? Let's see, in Colombia, let's see, firecrackers must be allowed, but how about bigger fireworks?
Well, here in Colombia is completely illegal. So fireworks are allowed some in special places, and obviously all of them are made by professionals. But it's illegal to sell firecrackers in the city, mainly in Bogota, and the reason is because when people have the ability to make the Mr. Old Year that we have read here in the article, is because they make the man or the person and put inside some fireworks. So that was very, very dangerous. So now it's completely illegal, and also many kids were born because of the word use of these things.
Yeah, I can see why it's illegal. I pulled up, here's some pictures here of Mr. Old Year. They're kind of funny. Different styles. Here, this is a big one. Must be a big family or maybe a couple of families. But you can see why people might get burned or why that was a little dangerous. Oops. Cool. Very interesting tradition. All right. Let's see. Back to it. So it sounds like fireworks are pretty much illegal in a lot of places. I think there's probably a lot of states where it is illegal. I wonder. I don't know, but I would guess there's more states where it's legal than illegal. Since we seem to like guns a lot, that's for sure. All right. We're going to do a little memory test and then some vocabulary review before we finish up today. The memory test is going to go like this. I will start, and I'm going to ask one of you one question, and you'll answer in a complete sentence. You'll try to answer from your memory, but if you don't remember, you can go back to the text. And then after you answer, you'll ask someone else. And we'll do 2 rounds. So let's see, I'm going to start. I'm going to ask Niels first, and I'm going to pick lucky number 7. Niels, what do Japanese people send out prior to New Year's?
Oh, what was it? Was it something with charms? They did something with charms they kept for in shrines and temples, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then the postcard, a card for their friends when they were supposed to arrive the 1st of January.
Ah, yes. So they send out the postcards. Yep. What do they do with the charms again? Let's see.
They burned the previous year's lucky charms.
Ah, yes.
And then they sent postcards to their friends.
Excellent.
To arrive the 1st of January. Yeah.
Great, exactly. All right, so now you ask anyone any question.
Well, who is Mr. Old Year? David.
Mr. Old Year is a dummy that is made of collective clothing from the community or the families, and it's put on fire at midnight on New Year's Eve. It's a way to, and people also write their bad luck, and they put in, it's like they stuff in this dummy, and as a way to say goodbye to the bad luck and like a new start, like a fresh start from the new year. And it's usually done in Colombia, but in many other countries too in South America.
Excellent. Great. So, David, go ahead and ask Deanna any questions.
Number 5, what happens almost a full day after Australia celebrates New Year? Diana.
Okay. I don't remember.
Let's go back to the reading.
Yes.
I don't remember either.
Me neither, so.
I do remember it was the first, well, no, it was
Give
the,
me the difficult one.
yeah, there was paragraph 3, I remember that, somewhere in here.
Because you're the smart one, that's why.
Well, it is. Well, the city puts on impressive 10-based fireworks.
Yeah.
Yes, is that? Oh no, it is Australian New Year event parties usually take place on the beach with picnics and barbecues.
Yeah, let's see. So, yeah, okay, so, but what happens after that? About almost a full day after that. I think this phrase is misleading. Let's say 2/3 of a day after that. So 16 hours later, after the barbecues in Australia, 16 hours later, what happens?
Crystal ball drops at Times Square in New York City.
Excellent. There we go. Great. Yeah, so after their celebration, the ball drops in Times Square. We'll do one more round. So Deanna, ask Niels or David or me any questions.
Okay, Niels. What is a Bonnie Cake party?
Well, that was a party in Japan where they would, there was something with the old dear, they had a party where they talked about can't quite remember what they did really, but it was a party where they talked about problems from the old year, I think it was. Let me see. Forget the year party to say farewell to previous troubles and worries, yes.
Great. Excellent. Yep. Exactly right. All right. All right. One more, Niels. Ask either student.
How did the last 4 months of the year originally get their names? Diana.
It is for me? Sorry?
Yeah.
And the question was, sorry, I can't hear you.
How did the last 4 months of the year originally get their names? Question number 2.
How did? Yes, I remember that September comes from 7, October from 8, and November and December from 9 and 10.
Excellent. Good memory. Very nice. All right, so Deanna, choose one last question for David.
Okay. Why is the Roman god of gates and doors mentioned in the reading? David?
Why is the Roman god? Okay, I can't remember, but I know that I read about it. So let's see. Let's see, where is it?
I remember this one.
Yeah, Go ahead, answer, please.
No, I'm going to give you a hint, and then you're going to remember. I'm going to tell you the name of the Roman god.
Oh,
His name was.
Jesus? June or June?
Oops, I can't. I keep forgetting. I can't write
I think
words.
June
with this
or
little.
Janus?
Janus. Here we
Janus
go.
for June. That would be January.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, yep, that was January was named after that god, Janus, the god of
Janus.
gates and doors.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's a new fact for me too. I wonder, let's see. It was named before they decided January would be the start? I just wonder why they chose that. They must have chose it to mean gate start to the new year, maybe. All right, there's lots more good stuff in this lesson, but we are out of time. The link is in the chat there, though, if you do want to do the vocabulary review or the reading or anything. But we are out of time for today. So nice work. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and your experiences with New Year's. And Happy New Year to all of you.
Yes, Happy New Year to you.
Thank you for you too.
Yes, thank
Talk
you.
to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank
See
you.
you.
Bye. Hope to see you all soon. Have a great evening.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.